Papua New Guinea, a nation of breathtaking landscapes and unparalleled cultural diversity, owes much of its modern identity to the leaders who guided it through its formative years. Among these figures, Sir Tei Abal stands out, not just for his achievements, but for the unique perspective he brought to the challenges of nation-building. His story is one of resilience, wisdom, and a steadfast commitment to his people, even when his views diverged from the mainstream. His legacy is not that which has been written down, but rather that which has lived and evolved in the lives of those he led and touched. Sir Abal was a tribal chief but self-taught. Someone who ultimately illustrated that illiteracy did not define wisdom. Sir Tei Abal had an upbringing full of happenings, and we will dive deep into different aspects of this self-taught, often labeled illiterate chief's life as someone who almost altered the course of Papua New Guinea history, and his lasting impact on Papua New Guinea. This would have ultimately halted Papua New Guinea's push for independence as the ruling government and permanently altered the history of PNG as how we know it today. He did not think Papua New Guinea was ready to unite its 800-plus languages and 600-plus tribes over a harsh geography where the Highlands and the coast had no road link yet. Throughout his time in Parliament from 1964 to 1982, he fought for his people and acted as a voice urging caution about the country's approach to independence even after the Declaration of Independence in 1975. Sir Tei Abal was born around 1932 in Liagam, a small town in the highlands of PNG. His early life was filled with hardships, which significantly shaped who he became. When he was a child, he lost his mother to famine caused by a severe frost that destroyed local crops. This tragedy prompted him and his father to search desperately for food. Sadly, during this journey, Abal witnessed his father being murdered by tribal enemies. These traumatic experiences could have crushed many people, but for Abal, they built a deep sense of resilience and resourcefulness. After he lost both parents, he was taken in by a couple in Wapanamanda, who provided him with a stable home. This kindness allowed him to turn his struggles into motivation for achieving success. Although Abal never received formal education, he showed a strong desire to learn. He worked as a servant to a police officer and later trained under guidance as a medical orderly at a local hospital. These jobs helped him understand governance and management. He also made efforts to learn Tok Pisin, one of the main languages in PNG, which would become important in his political life. By engaging in farming and gold mining, Abal earned respect and established himself as a community leader long before he stepped into the national political arena. Abal's efforts to learn Tok Pisin, one of Papua New Guinea's main languages, demonstrated his commitment to bridging cultural and linguistic divides. His ventures into farming and gold mining not only provided financial independence but also established him as a respected community leader, setting the stage for his entry into politics. Abal's political journey really took off when local leaders encouraged him to run for office. In the national elections of 1964, he won the Wabag open seat. This marked the beginning of an important political career. In 1968, he made history as the first Papua New Guinean politician to win re-election by absolute majority, without opposition. This victory struck a chord with the people, showing he was a powerful voice for the Highlands community. As PNG prepared for independence, Abal became known for advocating a cautious approach. He argued that many of his constituents were not ready for self-governance and needed time to develop the necessary skills and knowledge. While his calls for a slow transition to independence reflected his deep understanding of governance, they also clashed with the excitement and enthusiasm that many people felt about becoming a new nation. Even as he voiced concerns about readiness, Papua New Guinea gained independence in 1975. Abal's contributions were recognized when he was awarded a knighthood in 1976, a significant honor that highlighted his influence and commitment to improving the lives of his people. During this time, Abal formed the Compass Party and later led the United Party to rally support from the Highlands region. In the key election of 1972, he gained considerable backing, but his hopes of becoming the chief minister were dashed when Michael Somare's Pangu party formed a coalition with other groups. This political maneuvering illustrated how complex and delicate the alliances could be in a young nation still figuring out its political identity. Despite setbacks, Abel's role as Minister for Public Utilities showed his dedication to public service. However, his health began to decline due to 2 strokes, making it challenging for him to continue his work. After the 1982 elections, he stepped back from politics, but his influence on PNG's governance didn't fade away. If Sir Michael Somare, Papua New Guinea's founding Prime Minister, did not politically maneuver support from other parties for coalition support to gain numbers, Sir Tei Abal would have become Chief Minister as his party had the majority to form government leading into the parliament sitting after the 1972 elections. This would have ultimately halted Papua New Guinea's push for independence as the ruling government and permanently altered the history of PNG as how we know it today. Despite the setbacks in his political aspirations, Sir Tei Abal's contributions to Papua New Guinea's development were significant. As Minister for Public Utilities, he focused on improving infrastructure and public services, addressing the practical needs of his people. His leadership was characterized by a hands-on approach and a deep understanding of the challenges faced by his constituents. Abel's skepticism about the readiness for independence was rooted in pragmatism. He envisioned a nation united not just in name but in capability, a vision that required careful planning and preparation. Even after Papua New Guinea declared independence in 1975, he continued to advocate for responsible governance, earning him a knighthood in 1976 in recognition of his service. Health challenges, including 2 strokes, eventually led to his retirement from politics in 1982. However, his influence endured, particularly in the Highlands, where his advocacy for education and preparedness left a lasting impact. One of the most remarkable aspects of Sir Tei Abal's leadership was his ability to navigate the complexities of Papua New Guinea's cultural diversity. The nation's 800 languages and 600 tribes represent a rich tapestry of traditions and identities, but they also pose significant challenges to unity and governance. Abal's understanding of these dynamics informed his cautious approach to independence, emphasizing the need for infrastructure, education, and communication to bridge the divides. His leadership style was deeply rooted in the values of his Highlands community, where traditional authority and communal decision-making played a central role. By integrating these principles into his political career, he demonstrated the importance of culturally informed governance in a diverse society. For younger generations, the story of Sir Tei Abal can be viewed as a blueprint for personal and societal growth. Here are some key takeaways. 1. Resilience in adversity. Sir Tei Abal's ability to turn personal tragedies into opportunities for growth is a profound lesson for younger generations. His early life was marked by immense hardship. Losing both parents in his childhood could have easily derailed his future. Yet, he channeled these hardships into a source of strength, teaching us that adversity, when faced with courage and determination, can be a forge for character. For young people navigating the pressures of modern life, from academic challenges to personal struggles, Abal's story serves as a reminder that resilience and resourcefulness can overcome even the greatest obstacles. 2. Education beyond formality. Despite lacking formal education, Sir Tei Abal's self-driven thirst for knowledge equipped him with the tools to become a leader. He showed that education is not limited to classrooms, it is a lifelong journey fueled by curiosity, discipline, and a willingness to learn from experience. In a world that increasingly values formal credentials, Abal's life underscores the importance of self-education, critical thinking, and practical skills, all of which remain essential for personal and professional development. For today's youth, particularly in underserved or marginalized communities, his story offers hope that ambition and self-learning can open doors to extraordinary achievements. 3. The value of prudence and preparation. One of Sir Tei Abal's defining qualities was his cautious approach to governance. He believed that true leadership required more than enthusiasm, it demanded foresight, preparation, and the ability to evaluate long-term consequences. His stance on slowing down Papua New Guinea's independence process, though controversial, was rooted in a genuine concern for the readiness of the nation and its people. This teaches younger generations the importance of balancing ambition with careful planning. In an age of instant gratification, Abel's legacy encourages young leaders to think deeply, act thoughtfully, and prioritize sustainable progress over short-term gains. 4. Respect for diversity. Growing up in the culturally and linguistically diverse Highlands, Sir Tei Abal understood the complexities of unity in a fragmented society. His efforts to navigate and bridge these divides highlight the value of inclusivity and empathy in leadership. For today's global youth, who are increasingly connected yet often divided by cultural, social, and political differences, his example shows that understanding and respecting diversity is key to fostering harmony and progress. 5. Commitment to community. Throughout his life, Abal remained deeply connected to the Highlands people, advocating for their needs and acting as their voice in the national political landscape. His leadership was grounded in service, prioritizing the well-being of his community over personal ambition. For younger generations aspiring to leadership roles, his life underscores the importance of humility, service, and a genuine commitment to improving the lives of others. Leadership is not about power, it is about responsibility and the impact one has on the lives of those they lead. 6. Leaving a legacy of principles. Sir Tei Abal's legacy lives on not just through the policies he influenced or the positions he held, but through the values he championed. His emphasis on resilience, education, prudence, and unity continues to inspire new generations of leaders in Papua New Guinea and beyond. This teaches young people that true success lies not in personal accolades but in the positive impact one leaves behind, a legacy that transcends time and continues to shape the world. 7. Finding strength in cultural identity. Abal's leadership was deeply rooted in the traditions and values of his Highlands upbringing. He demonstrated that cultural heritage is not a barrier to progress but a foundation upon which to build a modern and inclusive society. For younger generations, his life emphasizes the importance of embracing one's roots while striving for innovation and growth. As younger generations reflect on Sir Tei Abal's story, they are reminded that leadership is a journey, one that requires resilience, foresight, and a steadfast commitment to serving others. His life serves as a powerful example of how one individual, armed with vision and determination, can influence the course of history. In a rapidly changing world, the lessons of Sir Tei Abal offer a timeless guide for young people seeking to make their mark while staying true to their values and principles. Sir Tei Abal's life is a story of resilience, vision, and service, a story that resonates not only in Papua New Guinea but around the world. As the nation continues to navigate its path in the modern era, the lessons of his life remain profoundly relevant. For young people charting their own futures, his journey is a source of inspiration and a reminder that leadership is not about the pursuit of power, but the courage to serve and the wisdom to plan. In the larger narrative of Papua New Guinea, Sir Tei Abal stands as a symbol of perseverance and thoughtful leadership. His life invites us to reflect on what it means to build a nation, to lead with purpose, and to leave a legacy that transcends time. Sir Tei Abal passed away on March 14, 1994, in his home province near Wabag. His death prompted an outpouring of grief, with thousands attending his state funeral. This large turnout was a testament to the impact he had on his community and the respect he earned throughout his life.